And I've got some answers to your questions as it relates to coronavirus and your channel. This is obviously an unsettling time for lots of people around the world, and everyone's feeling the impact in their own way. I'm hunkered down myself in my home recording this. Now, before I jump into your questions on how YouTube is adapting to coronavirus, I want to make sure you understand what's behind all the updates you've been seeing. Above all else, YouTube's priority is providing information in a responsible way. You see that in how we're directing viewers looking for the latest on coronavirus using our homepage. That's also why we're rolling out monetization for coronavirus videos as a gradual process, starting with creators who accurately self-certify their videos and a select number of news partners. We plan to continue to roll it out to all creators in the YouTube Partner Program over the coming weeks. Another thing that's top of mind for YouTube is making sure everybody that works with us, as well as their communities, are absolutely as safe as possible. That's leading to some really tough choices, especially our need to reduce in-office staffing in content review centers. Because of that, you will see an impact on YouTube's normal support and service functions. Okay, that said, let's dive into your specific questions. First, what exactly is happening with review centers and how is that going to affect me as a creator? As you probably know by now, with 500 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every minute, we use automated systems to help flag videos that violate our policies and guidelines. And those videos then go to human reviewers. Since more of our reviewers need to stay home right now for their health and safety, we're going to have to depend more on automated systems. This means creators might see a temporary increase in video removals, unfortunately, including some that may not violate any policies. You're going to have to expect...
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors being to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. What you're witnessing is I guess he's some type of YouTube orator. And he's basically telling you, since we're short-staffed, they're going to use more automated systems, which this is their excuse now, to start flagging videos, whether they be violating guideline policies or not. See, Esau is very crafty with things that he do. This is why he threw that in there. You see, the excuse is always an excuse to justify him being the devil. When he just come out and say, well, look, we don't want nothing on here exposing us, so we gonna flag shit. Just say that, man. Stop beating around the bush and saying, well, because we don't have enough people working, we have 500 hours of content every minute, which, I mean, that is true because, shit, the videos that Great Millstone do alone, that's easily a year's worth of work in fucking day. Okay? Their algorithms are being totally overloaded. So what happens is eventually they don't have the manpower to do so. This is the excuse he's using. So therefore they just flag videos, and 9 times out of 10 they're gonna go with their trusted algorithms, even if it does go to human review. Because you have to understand human beings are lazy, and this is why they have the man versus machine, and this is why they have a lot of machines doing the work, because they know humans tend to phase out. Okay, they suffer from extreme deficit disorder when it comes to attention span. So let's just say you got 50 employees working at home for YouTube's call center, right? And you got these algorithms around the clock, constantly day by day, flagging videos. What are the chances that you think they're going to really sit down and review those videos and come up with the valid determination on whether this violates guideline policies or not? They're not going to do it. They're going to trust in the computer system and just say, you know what, the hell with it. This is why a lot of times when brothers, they stop going up for appeals, because it's like, the hell I'm going to continue to appeal this garbage for, and they ain't going to do anything anyway. I remember they took one of my pages just for having one strike. I ain't did nothing. They just took it. And that's crazy because the brother Nazakia, he told me yesterday that they took his channel for nothing. So basically they're targeting these Hebrew Israelite videos, all right? And I got an article I actually want to get into too, because I know brother did a lesson to this, so I'm not going to really go into this particular account, but it's still similar, going into that canon thing when it deals with this whole exposing the deep state and how is it citing violence and all this other stuff there. Charlie knows videos too, which we don't really incite violence on anybody. So, that's not a worry. But nonetheless, they're shutting things down that's exposing their tyranny. And this is the beginning of the famine of the word. All right, like just me personally, my opinion is if they go on this rate, shit, we might be off YouTube by the end of the year. It's not a prophecy, but hey, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, especially the way that they're flagging videos. So anyway, let's listen to some more of this, and I got a couple of precepts lined up, but here we go.
More time for reviews, longer turnaround times for appeals, and slower and maybe limited service and support times. This includes through email, chat, and social media until those teams can return to work. Next, why can't reviewers just work from home? I actually have the same question, but YouTube has as many teams as possible working from home to minimize disruption. But just like we have engineers who have to physically plug into special systems to do their jobs, it's the same with video reviewers who are located around the world. Some teams just can't work from home if their work is sensitive or if they live in areas that don't have the right technical infrastructure in place. Why are the automated systems making so many mistakes? YouTube systems are amazing at detecting patterns across enormous amounts of content, but they have a hard time understanding nuances, you might agree, like judging whether a news piece or a parody video is in violation. That's why we also built our systems to include expert reviewers to bring in human judgment for more complicated content. Will I get strikes on content that's removed during this time? Can't you just freeze the strike removal system? First, know that during this time you won't get a strike when content is removed, unless YouTube systems have high confidence that it violates our policies. Also, while the 3-strike system still applies, if your video...
High confidence. The question is, does it violate it or does it not? That's the question you should be asking. Do it violate or don't? It's not based on, well, I think this violate. No, motherfucker. Do it or do it not. It's simple. And they got this whole 3 strikes law, right? Now, how they used to do it back in the day, you get 1 strike, you're still able to upload. 2 strikes, I think you can still upload, but I think they reduced it to like a week, or I believe you couldn't upload more than 15 minutes. But now you get 1 strike, you can't upload for a week. 2 strikes, 2 weeks. This crazy, stupid shit. And 3rd strike, you out of there. No matter if the video is not violating anything. You see what I'm saying? And really, like I said, that's set up to try to take away these videos. This is a crafty, cunning device that Esau Edom is trying to use in order to stop our videos. But at the end of the day, they're just going to end up cutting the whole freaking algorithm out. They're going to cut all this stuff sooner or later. And honestly, I can't wait, man, because social media has completely pumped you people's head up. It's completely made you even more narcissistic than what you once was. So I can't wait till they do it. That way, the shames will fall on you people, because you people have no shame here. All the videos is coming out teaching Jake on how to build themselves up and how to serve you, how about you, how was shy. You're not taking heed to the message. So the Lord is getting ready to get rid of this stuff. All right, the word has been out there. It's getting to the point that it's too late. All right.
Won't get a strike when content is removed, unless YouTube systems have high confidence that it violates our policies. Also, while the 3-strike system still applies, if your video gets removed without a strike, you can keep posting without worrying about hitting 3 strikes. Finally, the same rules apply if you think your video was removed and shouldn't have been. Appeal the decision, and the available teams will take a look. Again, it just might take time.
That don't
Why
work.
are you being stricter about video removals? Why not just let everything through? YouTube has to stay on the side of being...
No, they can't let everything through because they're being exposed. Okay, there's too much truth out here. All right, he's being exposed. Matter of fact, let's get a precept real quick. I might not even make it to this article, honestly. But let's get a precept real quick. I'm gonna come back to this 1 Samuel 1:3. Let's go to Thessalonians 2. All right, so let's start at Thessalonians 2, and I'm gonna start at verses 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day should not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." How is he being revealed? He's being revealed through his actions, through the prophecies, through the historical evidence that we're bringing out. He's being revealed as being who he is. And it says, "Who opposes and exalted himself all that is above, or that is called the Most High, or that is worship, so that he is the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Who does that? Esau. But remember ye not that when I was yet with you and I told you these things, and now ye know that withhold it, that he might be revealed in his time. Okay, so this is the time of him being revealed. Okay, that skirt is being lifted, so now he has to try to put it back down by taking down these videos, but it's already too late. The cat is out the bag. All right, once oil spilled down the drain, you can't get it back. It's out there, you know. So anyway, let's go back to the video. Matter of fact, nope, I got more. All right, verses 7. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now let it will until he be taken out of the way, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." That's the prophets. We're the spirit of the Lord's mouth. We're speaking these things. We're exposing him. That's why it says consume. So therefore, this is why he's on a fringe or a binge on taking these videos down. I mean, I can cough in the video. This motherfucker gonna take it down. You know, because I believe he have certain channels blacklisted. Like they said, a huge bulk of content. They if it's a trend of content and they suspect that you have a bulk of material that they think violates just off the history of your channels being flagged, they're gonna target you the most. And I noticed that's why all my pages been taken down lately. Like I've had GMS1 gone, GMS KC sit downs gone, GMS KC2 gone, GMS KC3 gone. All right, GMS it was another one. Kansas City sit downs, GMS. It was another one too that had a lot of subscribers. They took all of those pages, you know, with some very highly and edifying content, I will say. You know, and it's a shame that they took it, but nonetheless, you know, it's all through the spirit. It happens. We keep pushing. And it says here, the Lord should consume with the spirit of his mouth and should destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him after whose coming is after the works of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness and them that perish. Okay, so Esau is being exposed. And we're exposing 2/3 of Jake too.
Being careful and cautious here. The large majority of you upload videos that follow our community guidelines, but there are some who don't. And in this time especially, making sure harmful or misleading info isn't spread is more important than ever. Shalom.
Alright, so that's that. Alright. What you talking about misleading? You spread misleading information. That's all you do is spread misleading information. You got some nerve. Alright. So anyway, let's go back here. This phone is acting real retarded. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go back to the article. Alright, I'm not going to even say the word because, you know, like I said, the algorithms be tripping. So it says YouTube announces plans to ban content related to, and you know, y'all can read that for itself. I'm not going to say that word. But YouTube said Thursday it will begin banning some content relating to, I'm going to just say Anon. It says a massive and baseless online conspiracy theory movement that has been tied to real life violence. It says the online video service said in a blog post it will remove conspiracy theory content used to justify real world violence from its network. It says it comes after Facebook announced similar but more extensive measures on banning all Anon content outright. It says YouTube would instead focus on content that targets an individual or groups with conspiracy theories related to Anon. So basically, you know, when you go into Hillary's emails and you go into this guy Jeffrey Epstein and what happened, and you got the movie which is called Dr. Sleep, which deals with adrenochrome, things like that. They're gonna start cutting things like that. Basically, they're cutting everything that exposed them, like we just read. That's what it boils down to. If you bringing out any fact of truth, they're gonna just cut it out. They can basically just say anything that's against what they're doing, they're gonna cut it out. Instead of beating around the bush, just cut all truth videos out. That's basically what it is. All right, it's quiet as kept, and that's what this article was saying. But it says here, but instead, it says, but YouTube would instead focus on the content that targets. I read that already. It says it will begin enforcing these expanded and harassment policies immediately and would ramp up in the weeks to come. It says one example will be content that threatens or harass someone by suggesting they are complicit in one of these harmful conspiracies, such as Annan or Pizzagate, the announcement said. Wow. But the company argued it had taken previous steps to limit such content, including limiting the reach of harmful misinformation through the recommendation system. So in order to really get these videos, you're going to have to type them in, because what they do offset. You type in something and they give us something totally unrelated. But it says the reach of harmful misinformation through the recommendation systems. But admitted, there's even more we can do to address certain theories that are used to justify real world violence. All right, but it says YouTube is the latest platform to crack down on Annan content ahead of the 3rd of November presidential election. But Facebook announced on October 6th that it will ban all pages, groups, and accounts related to the promotion of Annan. But in July, Twitter announced a broadened crackdown on Annan content, kicking 7,000 accounts off the platform and promising to stop promoting or recommending that Annan. I'm saying it like that. But Twitter did not ban it from its site entirely, but said it would no longer make Annan tweets or announce visible searches and recommendations, so they're hiding it. But both platforms were struggled to tamp down on a pervasive conspiracy theory. But a report from the Associated Press found that in recent weeks, content related to the mass delusion still spreads on the social media platform. So you see how he's trying to deflect shit? He's trying to deflect it off himself to make it sound like the people that's exposing him are the ones that's crazy. But that's the tactic the devil used. All right, that's the greatest tactic, is proving that he never existed. That's what he's doing. He is basically saying these people are crazy. But motherfucker, your history is out there. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows. Like, dog, you're exposed, man. Just get over it. You're finished. You know? But it says adherents believe that Donald Trump is trying to save the world from a cabal of satanic pedos that includes Democrats, Hollywood elites, and deep state allies, which he's not, because he's part of this shit. It says the theory's narrative includes century-old anti-Semitic tropes, such as the belief in the cabal is harvesting blood from abused children. Basically, you know, the adrenochrome. It says the mass delusion has been tied to a number of violent events. But in 2016, a believer in an anti-adjacent theory known as the Gate traveled to Washington, D.C. and fired shots into a pizza restaurant, believing he was housing a child sex ring. Wow. All right, but basically, these deletes, man, they trying to save face, all right, because the people are coming for that head. Like the scriptures say, they should not regard their princes or kings, their kings or princes. They're going to take matters into their own hands, because people, they're waking up to some form of truth out here. All right, so anyway, I got a few precepts. This is the book of, I think it's 1 Samuel 3. 1 Samuel 3 and 1. It says, and a child Samuel ministered unto the Lord before Eli, and the word of the Lord was precious in those days. There was no open vision, all right, because for the thing, it was a silence of the truth. It was a silence of the men of the Lord, the prophets. They were having dope in some time until Samuel heard the voice of the Most High. So what he went to his father. He said, man, did you call me? He said, the Lord is calling you. You're hearing the voice of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's why it says that the Lord was precious in those days. There was no open vision, okay? And it's going to go back into that. That is not going to be any open vision in the time to come, because the Lord is going to literally put his hand over our mouths, and he's going to take us off those streets. He's going to silence his men. All right, you're going to have people that's going to be looking for the prophets, and they're not going to be able to find us. And it says, and it came to pass at that time when Eli was laid down in his place, his eyes began to wax dim, and he could not see. And the lamp of the power went out in the temple of the Lord, where the ark of the Most High was, and Samuel laid down there to sleep. All right, and the Lord called Samuel, and he answered, here I am. And he read into Eli and said, here I am, for thou hast callest me. And he said, I called not. Lie down again. And he went to lay down. So this is the story. Basically, he heard the voice of the Lord. Like it tells you, there was no open vision. All right, and it's going back to the same way that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is getting ready to close he's getting ready to close up the breaches of the ark. All right, the ark is getting ready to be shut. You know, so while people are out here playing games and lollygagging and being wicked demons, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is getting ready to really silence his men, and not in a bad way. All right, he's getting ready to put to take the prophecies, and basically he's getting ready to shut our mouths. We ain't gonna be out here speaking to you people no more. All right, we've already spoken to you for years to come. This word has been readily accessible since the 60s, 70s. All right, this word has been out here for some time. Brothers been out there since the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s. We came in that last hour, which the final hour is the YouTube era. Okay, so this is the book of Micah 3, and I'm gonna start at verses Micah 3, and I'm gonna start at verses 6. It says, "Therefore night should be unto you, that ye should not have a vision, and it should be dark unto you, that ye should not divine, and the sun should go down over the prophets, and the day should be dark over them. Then shall the seers be ashamed." This is going to you false prophets out there, "and the diviners confounded. Yea, they shall all cover their lips, for there is no answer of the Most High." All right, because you ain't gonna be able to seek out the real man of the Lord in that day. Like I said, man, it's coming to the time that the Lord is getting ready to take us off the streets.